Hi, welcome to another MyHana webinar. This is video modeling, which is a teaching technique we could use with students with autism. And let's dive in and take a look. I'm a speech therapist, by the way, and the mother of a child with autism. So what is video modeling? It is a teaching method that uses videos to increase appropriate behavior and skill acquisition, and it is evidence-based as an instructional tool. Video modeling, VM, is teaching you use videos that'll show behavior you want your student to learn. It's not just used with people or children with autism. It can be used for all of us learning something, whether we're disabled or neurotypical. It helps. It was first used with students with autism in the early 80s, and there's been a lot of research about how well it works and that it's really effective. So it's evidence-based, and as things progress, as far as the advancement of technology, you use your smartphone to record. You don't have to have a whole lot of equipment and stuff. You can to make it better quality, but it's not necessary. So it's more available, and a lot more people can use it. So what can be taught? Once again, specific skills or adaptive behavior. What can you do instead of another behavior? How can you, meet people? Routines, how to transition from one thing to another, new experiences, and a preview of expectations. So you can be using video modeling to teach how to play appropriately, to talk, to do self-care, academic skills. It's really a good tool for this. Throughout the school day or at home, many children with autism can use this. So there are lots of routines at school, as you probably know from your own past in school. And there are a lot of transitions, and a student might need to learn how to get, okay, I need to transition from reading a book now to putting things away and going out for recess. And that can be very hard sometimes for children. And that's something that can be addressed through video modeling of how one can do that. And you could do that with home activities like getting up in time for school, making your bed, getting dressed, getting your backpack ready. You see how this could work. So it's really good for preparing your students for their school day and also for new experiences. And a really great example is there's a couple that were moving to a new town or moving across town, and their child, Tanya, has autism, and they were really, really, really worried about how Tanya would deal with this transition. And so what they did is once they moved their furniture into their new house, the father recorded a walkthrough of the house with all the furniture already in it, from the front door to Tanya's bedroom. And so he made this recording, and then a few days prior to the move, they would show that to her, and they showed it to her multiple times throughout the day. And on the day of the move, they also showed it again. And so when they got to the house, she walked in without any problem and went right to her room. So it was a really good tool for her. She knew what to expect. She didn't have to be worried, and it was easier for everybody. So that's just one great example of how to use it. So what are the benefits of using video modeling? It's visual, and a lot of children on the spectrum are visual learners, so this is going to be playing to their strengths. It's predictable, you know what's on the video. It has built-in motivation because a lot of children with autism and a lot of people, period, like videos. So they want to do this. You can reduce distractions. It's repetitive. You can edit it so you put exactly what you want in it. It's not face-to-face, which can be less of a challenge for somebody on the spectrum because dealing with your face can be very stressful for them. And it gives them access to technology, and that's inherently motivating for everybody, whether you're on the spectrum or not. So there are types of video modeling. There's basic video modeling, video self-monitoring, a point of view video modeling, and video prompting. So basic video modeling, in which the recording is of someone other than the student with ASD demonstrating a behavior. And you may want to select somebody that, you know, the child knows, so that'll be less of a jar to them. It could be you, it could be an adult, it could be their teacher. So that can also increase their reinforcement to watching it if they really like you. Um, and you, in addition, basic video models, there are also some commercially made videos like Model Me Kids, which is really good with lots of things for autism. I've used it in speech therapy. Um, that there are children showing behaviors in certain situations with that package. And it's really good for teaching skills for children. You can also videotape the child doing the thing you want after they know how to do it a little bit, and so they can watch themselves doing it. Video self-modeling can also be created by having that student do it. That's video self-monitoring of the child. You could have them be imitating you in the video and then show it to them later. And also the adult can be prompting, and that will be helpful too. Point of view modeling is recorded from the perspective of the child with ASD. So it's used to help with the child getting a new experience, like the example before about a new house, because the father showed the view of walking in the house with the furniture, going right to Tanya's room. That's point of view. It's really good. Video prompting uses the video to identify individual steps of a skill, and then the video is used incrementally as a prompt. So video prompting is often used to teach activities of daily living, like brushing your teeth or hand washing. So steps to create a video model: you select your target behavior, you task analyze it, decide what type of video monitoring you want to use, collect your baseline data, get your equipment, plan the video, and make it. So you got to choose what the skill is or appropriate behavior you want to teach. Make sure it's clear, and then you can measure it. Some skills are inherently clear and measurable, like self-care routines. Others, for example, like play communication, sort of like, well, Johnny's going to say hi today. Well, what does that really mean? How many times is he going to say hi? So if you, instead you could say he will greet his peer by saying hi and wave 4 out of 5 opportunities, so that you know whether you're successful. So once you get your target behavior selected, then the decision has to be made as to what type of video you want to use, and that'll be a best match for that. That's going to best teach it to the child. So if the target behavior is a new skill for the student with ASD, he's never performed it, then basic video modeling is probably better. If the student can complete parts of the behavior, then video self-modeling could be a good choice, but you would break down the task into steps with some video prompts. So as with any skill or behavior that is targeted as a teaching goal, it's important to collect the baseline data, know what they can do already, so then you can measure progress. If you don't know what they already have, you can't tell if they've learned anything. So that's important. And that's the way you know if it's effective. And remember, technology keeps improving, so you don't need a whole lot of equipment to do this. But if you want it to look better, sometimes it's better to use maybe a special video camera, or even have like a mic or something placed so you can hear better. It's also important when you plan out the video model prior to recording it. Some skills that you were going to record require some task analysis. So for example, if you're teaching your child to dress, you need to teach them, for example, if putting on a shirt, that they need to pick up the shirt, put it on over their head, get one arm in, get the other arm in. Or if they're greeting somebody, you can script it and, you know, teach the words that you would need to say when you say hello to somebody. So in addition to doing that, you need to create the location or know where you want to record it, where the video modeling will occur, okay? And if you figure that out, whenever possible, it should be in the natural environment where the behavior should occur. So if you were teaching hand washing, you do that at a sink in a bathroom. You can record there, or dressing. Some skills might have to be in more of a contrived environment. If you're teaching, for example, greeting on a playground, there's lots of distractions that could get in your video. You can say, okay, we'll do it in the backyard instead. and then have just one other child. So it will be easier to see this entire skill without the distractions. So once you make your video, you may have to edit out some other distractions or things you don't want, and then you'll be all ready to show it. So steps, again, to implement video modeling is to plan the viewing, have the viewing, monitor progress, and fade the video the modeling as the child gets it. So prior to showing the video model to your student with ASD, you make some decisions about as to where, when, and how the video should be seen. Many video models can be and should be viewed in the natural environment they occur in. However, natural environments can be distracting, and you may have to say, okay, watch this in your room instead of at a place where there's a lot more noise. And once the student is familiar with the video, they can view it anywhere they want. There's no prescribed number of times that they need to view it. We do know that repetition helps learning, and students with ASD benefit from repetition. They can see it as many times as they want or need to. Some kids will sit right down and watch it. Some kids might need to have prompts or rewards to sit and watch the video. So after viewing the video model, a lot of times or a few sessions, the student with ASD can be directed to perform the skill as it would naturally occur. It's a good time to show the video model right before you want them to do it. As with all teaching, it's important to use data to determine if the child is progressing and if the target skill is actually being acquired. And so the data could include the type or number of prompts you need to get it to happen, to get a skill to occur. Like you still need to show a child how to put on a shirt or touch them to put their arm in, that kind of thing. Or you could see how independent they are. And as your child demonstrates correct independent performance of the behavior, you can fade out the use of the video. So for example, Fiona had a video model that she would watch of her playing with a Mr. Potato Head. Well, actually her mother showed her playing with it a little bit, putting it together. And then, so she saw it a few times and then she put it together, and then they started fading the number of times she had to see the video model of it. So if there's problems and the child isn't learning this right, we got to troubleshoot. Is the child seeing the video enough? Is the child paying attention when they're watching the video? Are you giving the right amount of reinforcement or the right kind of thing to reinforce viewing of it? If you're providing something they don't care about, then that doesn't work as well. Are you targeting a skill that's in the video that they just can't do it yet? It's too complex. Is the skill being practiced enough? So you look at these little factors and make your adjustments. You might have to break down the task into smaller chunks and video the smaller pieces of how to get dressed or how to ask for something instead of the whole thing. So here's some resources for video modeling, as you can see up here. And Model Me Kids, which I highly recommend. I've used that a lot in therapy myself. All of this is really good. And you can see what else is out there and make your own and see what's going to work for you. Once again, thank you for watching the Mahana webinar, and hope this all helps you with your children. I'm Sandra Alexander, a speech therapist, mom of David, and have a great day.